Siang hari ini kita tentunya akan dipandu oleh moderator yang sangat luar biasa ya. Nanti kita akan ditemani oleh Bapak Budi Panjaitan. Beliau adalah Account Manager at ISI Emerging Markets CEIC. Selamat pagi Pak Budi Panjaitan.
Ya, selamat pagi, Pak. Selamat
Selamat
pagi,
pagi.
Pak
Baik,
Maniso.
Bapak Budi, mungkin perlu kami sampaikan ya, untuk teman-teman yang sudah mendapatkan akun, mungkin bisa langsung saja masuk ke akun masing-masing supaya nanti dalam pelatihan ini teman-teman yang mempunyai akun nanti bisa langsung praktik ya, Pak Budi ya.
Ya,
Iya, betul. Oke. Baik, Bapak Ibu hadirin yang kami hormati, acara selanjutnya adalah acara inti pelatihan data CEIC 2026 dan akan disampaikan oleh moderator kita, Bapak Budi Panjaitan. Dipersilahkan.
baik. Terima kasih, Pak Maniso. Eh, bisa dengan jelas dengar suara saya, Pak, ya?
Ya, jelas,
Ya,
Pak.
oke. Baik, terima kasih. Eh,
Sebentar.
ya, untuk memulai, seperti yang telah disampaikan oleh Pak Maniso, jadi kemarin itu Ibu Heni ada berikan list dari peserta, ada email, kita sudah daftarkan untuk dapat trial access untuk digunakan dan untuk student atau mahasiswa membiasakan menggunakan layanan CIC sehingga nanti pada saat menggunakan layanannya di library atau di terminal yang sudah disiapkan bisa dengan mudah ya. Karena sudah ikut latihan ini dan sudah terbiasa dicoba dari rumah. Em, Akses ini bersifat temporary hingga nanti sampai dengan tanggal 10 Agustus berakhir. Jadi tolong di utilize dengan sebaik-baik mungkin. Em, Kalau ada kendala nanti bisa disampaikan lewat Bu Heni dan Bu Heni akan sampaikan ke saya. Em, Baik, kita akan memulai training ini. Em, jadi feel free atau jangan sungkan-sungkan untuk memberikan stop interrupt untuk bertanya apabila ada jeda sedikit tanyakan saja atau kalau tidak, kalau lebih comfort untuk memberikan pertanyaan lewat chat, silakan. Teman-teman juga bisa pakai translator dari Google Translate. Sudah semakin bagus teknologinya. Tapi kalau nanti ada kesulitan ingin menyampaikan langsung, saya akan bantu. Oke, terima kasih. Kita cepat aja langsung mulai. Chin Hong, hi Chin Hong. Maybe you can start with the introduction again with all the team participant here. Yeah.
Um, Hi, thanks, Budi. Hi, everyone. I'm Chin Hong, from the customer success team. So my goal is really to help you to derive the maximum value from the subscription, and just to teach you on a little bit of like how the CIC works. And I don't know, did Pak Budi give the introduction of CIC already?
No, actually, the introduction pretty much already covered by Pak Nabil just now.
Ah,
So basically, they need the training for the basic functions, how to search, how to transform the original data or data customizations, maybe charting and so on. So everyone can get used to, can try. Yeah.
right.
Um, please start, Chin Hong. Yeah.
Right. As what Pak Nabil said just now, so CIC over here, uh, just a very short introduction. So CIC is really for you to actually do a quick search on like any macroeconomic data from ranging from like the country level, goes down to the detail region, municipal level, all the way into like different sectors as well. So you will be actually searching on like macro data, sectorial data from like ranging from automobile, tourism, and in like construction, real estate. So treat CIC as like a macro space, macro economic research space, and we are aggregator of all of them. So we actually just take in sources from every different, from third-party sources, from official sources, and also from, we also buy some sources from elsewhere as well. So without further ado, let me just share my screen.
Sorry, Chin Hong, to jump in. We have like 3 more users that have not yet registered. One of them is Venus. Is Venus join? Apakah Venus join, Bu Heni? Kalau ada email yang lain, karena saya ada masalah dengan email beliau, mungkin kalau ada email Gmail untuk sementara bisa diberikan ke saya supaya bisa register ulang. Ya, yeah, Chin Hong, please go on.
Right, so can everyone see my screen?
Yes, you can see that.
Right. So when everyone first log into the platform, they will be seeing it at either my insights and the left hand side. So what you want to tell you is that on the right hand side, you just treat it as a Google Sheet, a Google folder. So where you will be storing any series that you're looking at, any charts that you're looking at, all will be on the right hand side. And we will be talking mainly on the left hand side first before we jump to the right hand side. Just expand this. So when you first come into this, you will be at the series page. Series is the final result that you are looking for. So as a first timer, I recommend people to go for the database. So what it does is that it is from database, it splits into data sets, and then it splits into all the way down to a series. So let me just show you in a bit. For example, let's click on database here. So on the databases, when you first log in, anything that is bold is what you guys are subscribed to. Anything that is grayed out is what you guys are not subscribed to. And what I'll recommend is for the bread and butter, which is global database over here. This is your bread and butter. So you can use this global database to actually look into many different countries. So for example, if you open global database and you open up Asia here, I won't use Indonesia as an example for now because you guys are subscribed to another Indonesia Premium, which will have more details than that. I will recommend just using global database for any other countries except Indonesia. So for example, let's just do a quick one. The global database, we open up Malaysia. Right now, these are all the different indicators. So ranging from national account, inflation, foreign trade, prices, all the way to the sectorial data that I mentioned just now over here. When we open up a quick one, let's say we go into inflation, you will see there are many, many different tables. So all of these tables are considered one data set. And if I open up the data set, for example, CPI, this will be the end result, which is the series. So series are the final results that you are looking for and the most granular one that you're looking for. And on each series here, if you hover your mouse over, you can actually be able to see like a little bit of like what are the source, what are the last value. Oops, I accidentally clicked on it. Sorry, my bad. Let me just go back. Right, so now I'm using GDP as an example. So yes, so you can actually see the source, you can see the source on demand statistics, you can see the concept. I just nicely click one of it, so it bring me directly there. You can also click on the series itself to actually have a view of it, like, oh, this is like a preview of the charts. You can click on the data to see what are the different preview of the charts as well, some statistics, and when are the expected release and when will the release be. So for this, on this like series here, every series sometimes you want to know like what is the background like or what is the methodology. You can always click open footnote over here. So if you click open footnote, you will see that these are the source, the background, the objective, the scope over here, and all the way to the different methodologies and the reference link. And for certain things that you are keeping track of, like certain series that you are keeping track of, if you want to click on the watch list here, you can do it. So if you click on the watch list, you click set email hourly. Anytime when there's a change of like, let's say there's a change in the series of GDP in Malaysia, there's a like series change, a time series change, data change, maybe the sources redo or maybe rebase some series. What they do is that you can click on this edit here and you can actually choose any condition. You want it to be like greater than a certain amount of thing, equal to a certain amount, or less than a certain amount. So this is a watch list for you to keep track of. Just want to stop here first to see any questions so far.
Ya, ada pertanyaan dari rekan-rekan mahasiswa. Sebentar, ada. Let me check. There's something in the chat. Oh, okay. No. If none, please continue, Chin Hong.
Right. So just now I mentioned that so global database is a bread and butter for all the other countries. The next one that you are looking at would be at ASEAN Premium Database. So over here at ASEAN Premium Database, you can actually see the Indonesia over here. So this is where I will be using the Indonesia data, because you will see that it is more detailed. What I mean by more detailed, let's say for example, if you open up the national accounts here, you can see it's split into by regional, by region C, by municipal. If I open up over here, you can see it's split into by like different municipal from like North Sumatra, Aceh to Jakarta to Yogyakarta over here. So this is how you will be using the data. So Indonesia premium will be where you have more data and more detailed data. So I will recommend, if you're looking for Indonesia, look at the ASEAN Premium Database. If you are looking at if you're looking at all the data from any other countries, look at the global database over here. You also do have this World Trend Plus over here. So what this World Trend Plus does is that it provides you a highlight, a headline of like all the economic monitor. They also provide forecast, and they also provides like aggregates from like UN and IMF, World Bank. So in the World Trend Plus here, if I open up the economic monitor, you will see on the economic monitor, if you open up the global economic monitor over here, let's say we go to banking statistics, we look at maybe liquid asset ratio. So mainly World Trend Plus are like headline series, so easy for you to compare. What I mean by easy for you to compare will be like, you see every different countries here all have the same series name, same unit, same frequency. So you can compare between them easily between each other. And if you hover your mouse over, let's say China, you will see that the source is CEIC data, but don't worry on that. Just now I mentioned that you can always click on this footnote over here. So if you open up the footnote here, and you were to scroll all the way down, you will see this like country specific information. If you click on it, you will see source, CEIC data, but the auxiliary data, which is the primary source, is from like or your central bank, uh, different banks that you have over here. All right. So these are the few database that you have. And the last database that you have are the high frequency database. So high frequency database will be a lot of like alternative data source over here, which are data that actually are non-traditional data. So what I mean by non-traditional data will be like it will be in the labor market. For example, if you open up, you can see like different job postings and you can actually monitor what are the job postings that are posted, what are the job postings removed, what are the job postings active over here. There are some supply chains that are like they keep track of the different port calls and port congestion and how many numbers of ships coming into a specific countries and a little bit of like some mobility trends to keep track of the flights in and out of the country. So quite a number of different alternative data over here. And if you are looking for more financial, there are some financial statistics over here as well, like financial future market, a little bit on like interest rate futures, global indexes here. Just so that you know, the difference from like CIC and BBG is that we don't have like real time. Like say CIC don't have real time. So what we have is the latest of the daily frequency. And it will either be the opening rate or either a closing rate over. And just want to stop here to see any questions so far.
Yes, any questions? Ada pertanyaan mungkin dari Pak Nabil mungkin tentang high frequency atau data harian yang dicari. Just as an addition as well, Chin Hong atau tim, alternatif data ini sangat berguna sekali seperti Chin Hong, can you open the job posting again? Just want to try to explain a little bit there. Ya, job posting ini sebenarnya sangat berguna untuk memberikan alternatif data untuk performance dari industri. Jadi ada apa namanya breakdown by sector di sini. Jadi seandainya mereka ada recruit people untuk certain industry, biasanya nanti akan ada statistik apakah rekrutmennya semakin tinggi atau turun dan segala macam, kurang lebih memberikan apa namanya gambaran performance sektor dari industri tersebut. Jadi dari sisi rekrutmen. Jadi ini bisa nanti diutilize. And then regarding the port congestion, Chin Hong, can you open? Nah, kalau untuk supply chain dari Lloyd ini memberikan alternatif data lagi untuk performance dari perdagangan kita ekspor dan import. Biasanya pemahaman yang simpel saja, misalnya kalau semakin banyak yang port calls yang keluar, berarti itu mencerminkan performa dari ekspor kita. Kalau semakin banyak apa namanya kapal yang bersandar, itu akan menunjukkan performa dari import kita. Jadi kurang lebih mengarah ke sana nanti bisa diutilize. Jadi kenapa kita suggest untuk mulai start menggunakan alternatif data ini? Karena kalau menunggu dari data tradisional yang dari BPS itu lag-nya lumayan panjang. Dan kemudian ini adalah lag-nya harian. Jadi sudah bisa mendapatkan gambaran yang lebih cepat akan situasi yang terkini sebelum data tradisionalnya muncul. Kurang lebih itulah konsep dari alternatif data. Ya, Pak Nabil, ada pertanyaan?
Oh ya, thank you Pak Budi. Mungkin ini sedikit menanyakan juga ya untuk teman-teman mahasiswa. eh Gimana cara misalnya kita dealing dengan data yang frekuensinya berbeda. Tadi kan Pak Budi menjelaskan tuh ada yang port calls itu kan frekuensinya mungkin yang daily ya. Tapi kan juga ada yang 5 days atau misalnya kita ingin mengcompare dengan data yang weekly atau mungkin monthly, mungkin bisa dijelaskan juga ya how to deal with different frequency in data series.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Chin Hong, just to remind that there's an interest here how to utilize this daily alternative data, how to convert from daily frequency to the weekly or monthly, where more relevant to the student here. Maybe later after you are introducing the contents
Okay.
for your notes. Yeah. Thank you, Pak Nabil.
All right. So to continue.
Yes.
Normally when so a first timer, you just open up the database and look through. But I also want to teach you a little bit on like how I'll do a search over here. So normally what I do tend to search is that I can actually use what you're searching directly. So if I'm looking for like maybe course Indonesia, for example. So what it does is that it helps to filter out and go directly into there. And it might seem that it's not detailed enough because right now you can see it's coming from either global, high frequency, or ASEAN. So what I normally like to do is that beside the search bar here, I tend to have this pin button. Like I click on this pin button, I click a concept. So this thing allows me to see like what is it coming from? Like is spot cost coming from either inflation, either coming from transportation sector. Let me reset it first. So when it first appear, it will be all the different sectors here. Wow. Yep. So it will be all these different sectors here. So whatever search that you have, it will actually define it and goes down a little deeper over here. So you'll see that right now it goes in the transportation sector. So what I do is that I don't want to open up and like kind of see like where is it coming from. I can just open up the transportation sector, open up the subsector. Oh, so maybe I just want to see like number of ships. So I just take this number of ships here. And then you will see that this appears, like all the series now will appear. So now then, remember that I told you that you can, for Indonesia, you can either use global or rather you use the ASEAN over here. So depends on what you are looking for. You are more detailed, just use the ASEAN Premium. If not, you can use the global database, it's fine as well. So this is how I'll normally do a search here. And besides the search, right, and besides this concept, you can also filter by the frequency here. So frequency in terms of like you are looking into so right now for this spot cost, there's only yearly. And if I can filter out, if I don't want this spot cost, you can actually filter out by frequency first. So you only want like maybe daily data, you only want weekly data, you can filter out by the frequency first before you do a search. You can also filter by the source over here. So from the source here, you can actually filter like, oh, maybe I only want like maybe source from Statistics Indonesia, only one Bank Indonesia source over here. That's what you can do over here as well. So a few ways that you can filter, filter by source, filter by region, filter by concepts over here, and also pairing it with the search bar. So pairing it with the search bar, opening up this concept filter will help you have a better search. So gives you easier search. So let's say if you look at GDP Indonesia, you'll see that right now this changes to just directly GDP. But it could be potentially GDP can come from maybe production as well, a little bit of that. So that's what I always like to have this concept filter open up. So this is a little bit of the searching tool. So now our searching tool is quite powerful. And anytime that you have searched already, you want to go back to the main page, you can just click reset over here. So sometimes when you are searching, you might think like, oh, how come I can't see certain things? Because maybe you have filters already put on, or you already have like some search that you're looking at. So remember to always click, let's say, tables. So remember to always click reset over here to go back to the page. Okay, this is the search. And I know that for students, sometimes that you also want to know like, oh, what kind of data should I be looking at, or what kind of data is interesting for me to use, or maybe can I have some inspiration from some other works. So what we have is that we have this analysis tab over here. So you see this analysis tab? So this analysis tab over here, it is done by our economists and quants. So what we do is that our economists and quants build charts over here and also dashboards for you guys to look at it and for you guys to use. So what I mean is that in this analysis tab, the difference between data story and dashboard, what's the key difference? Let me tell you. So dashboard will be for fundamental growth, and it will be for something that you will constantly be using in the long run and constantly in the future. So if you look at it, for example, right now, if you look at dashboard, you will click Middle East geopolitical dashboard over here. You'll see that we have created a little bit of like some Strait of Hormuz port movement here. You see like a little bit of like how's the movement here. Are there vessels departing? Port costs, also have some energy dependency, geopolitical risks, prices, benchmark, and all these, right? It doesn't, all these charts are just charts, but if you want the series, you can always click on the series over here and see that, oh, these are the different series that we have. And those with the green color line just shows that our economist has put a formula for it. So quite a number of series that we have. And later I'll show you a little bit of like how you can use all this data. So dashboard, remember that these are all fundamental long-term pieces over here. If you don't want to look at all our dashboard or all our data stories, you can always look at just purely ASEAN. So there is an ASEAN button here. If you click on the ASEAN, and on the ASEAN here, there are these like ASEAN macro chart back, maybe Indonesia inflation. Let's say if you click on macro chart back over here, and you click on Indonesia over here, you will see that, oh, these are some of the national accounts that we have done already. You want to see like what are the contribution to GDP growth. It might be a little bit difficult for you to find those data. You want some inspiration, you can come over here. Inflation as well. And also some inflation by components, some daily food prices. So all these data are free for you to use and actually free for you to explore. So that is the dashboard part, the fundamental. The data story here, it will be current market movement, whatever is happening this week. So for example, this week, they're talking about Japan, a little bit of the job market, global market. Last week, they talked about the Indonesia keep hiking rates. So if you open it up, you'll see the difference between data story is that